Biblically Centered Kids.
Hello and happy Sunday, everybody out there. Today is July 21st, 2024, and my name is Mr. Johnny, and I'm happy to be here today with you. Thank you so much for tuning into this Sunday episode. We are going to be doing a draw along together here in a few minutes, but first, we have a big holiday to celebrate. And listen, I don't know if the little silly holidays we talk about on these episodes get much better than the one that we get to talk about today. Because today is, and yes, this one deserves a drum roll. Drum roll, please. National Ice Cream Day. Ice cream is without a doubt the perfect dessert ever devised by man. It's rich and creamy, full of the flavors of summer while being made from the cold like the winter. And it's perfect at any time of the year. Ice cream can be used to make sandwiches or entire cakes, or just eaten as a scoop all on its own. National Ice Cream Day celebrates this delicious treat in all the varieties it comes in. Ice cream has become one of the most popular dishes enjoyed by people all over the world. Therefore, it's only right that we have a date to celebrate this sweet treat. No matter whether you eat ice cream every week or it's just a rare treat for you that you eat here and there, we recommend that you indulge maybe just a little bit on National Ice Cream Day. Ice cream has been around for a super long time, since the first time milk and ice saw each other and fell in love. So long has ice cream been around. Throughout the years, it's come in every conceivable flavor, from gentle and universally loved vanilla to the unusual flavor that is, get ready, crab ice cream. That's right. That's how amazingly versatile ice cream is. You can literally flavor it like anything you want. So be sure to enjoy your favorite ice cream flavor today, as long as it's not crab. But hey, you never know. Maybe it's good. All right, well, today is our Sunday draw along. And if you remember, in our New Testament story this week, we talked all about Jesus' death and resurrection. And now, way back on our Easter Sunday episode, we did a draw along about the resurrection. So for today, we're going to do a draw along that's a simple one of the cross on some hills. So get your paper, your pens, your pencils, your markers, your crayons, your colored pencils, and a couple pairs of walkie-talkies. And I'm going to give you 30 seconds to go get your supplies, and then I'll see you right back here. All right, do you have your supplies? Well, sweet. Well, we're going to do our drawing on our paper vertically, meaning the long side of your papers will be the sides, and the short sides of your page will be the top and bottom. This is also referred to as portrait. And at the bottom of the page, we are going to write out, "He is risen." Feel free to draw it as big or as creatively as you want. We want the text to be in the foreground or in the front of the drawing, so you'll be able to do the rest of your drawing behind or on top of the text. But for me, I'm going to try and fit my words in the bottom section of the page. So let's spell it out. So on my left, I am writing he. So that's an H and an E, and then a space, and then is, which is I and S. And now I'm going to make risen really big, okay? So I'm going to spell it out. And that's R. I'm kind of doing mine in bubble letters if you know how to do that. I. S. E. And then an N. And now it says he is risen. Perfect. Now you are ready to do the rest of the drawing with me. So I'm going to draw my first hill, which is going to be at the bottom of the page. And depending on where you wrote he is risen, I'm just going to have my hill right on top of the text. So kind of starting on the left side and kind of arching up a little bit and then arching down to the right. Okay? Now on this hill, I'm going to draw my first cross. Have you ever drawn a cross before? It looks like a T, but obviously you want it to be, a little bit more like three-dimensional, not just a line down and a line across. But you can do that if that's more comfortable for you. But I'm going to start on the left side of my cross and go up. And then have my left arm come out, up, and back. And then when you meet the same line as the starting of your cross, you can go up, over, to the right, down. And now you're going to draw your right arm, which goes out to the right. About the same length as your left arm, and then down, and then back, and then down. So that's your first cross. Okay? But now we're going to draw the crosses of the other three. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two hills behind the cross I just drew, a little bit smaller, coming off to the right, and then one coming off to the left. And on these hills, I'm going to draw the other two crosses, but a little bit smaller. So I'm going to draw the cross on the right hill, same way you drew the first cross. And then on the left hill, same way you did the first cross. Perfect. All right, so it says he is risen. We've got three hills. And now what I'm going to do, just to give it something that will be fun for you to color, almost like a stained glass, if you're familiar with stained glass. That's kind of, whenever I color this in, that's kind of the way I'm going to color it. It's kind of like a stained glass. So behind the very first cross, in between the two hills you drew behind it, I'm going to draw kind of like a half circle for the sun, as if it's peeking behind the hills. So it'll kind of come up and then behind the cross and then down to the other side. And now I'm going to draw rays coming out from it that extend all the way to the edge of the page. So starting on the left side, just start drawing a straight line all the way across. And of course, if you come across one of your crosses, make sure you pause and bring the line behind the cross. And I'm just going to draw all those lines. All right, and there we go. So I have my three hills with the big cross in the middle, and then a cross on the left, a cross on the right, both atop a hill, and then the sun behind the crosses with rays coming out of it. And now if you're familiar with stained glass, don't feel like you have to color everything in like traditional colors. You can kind of be creative with it. I've seen some people do the sun more in like a rainbow, or like with violets and reds or oranges and blues, whatever colors you like that you think will really make this picture come to life and really give it some extra color and vibrance. That's what I want you to do. I mean, after all, these pictures are kind of here just to be an expression. So there's not a perfect way to do it. There's not a science behind it. We just want it to be an expression. So feel free to color it in the way that you think is best and that will make you the happiest. And I know that this one was maybe a little bit more simple, but sometimes I think there's so much truth in simplicity of images, because we know and we believe that Jesus died on the cross, but ultimately, like it says at the bottom of the page, he is risen from the grave. And because of that, we can now have eternal life with God, and we can live a life that honors and serves Jesus. And if you need more time, feel free to take as much time as you need. But once you're done and it looks super awesome, you got to break out those colors like I talked about and really make it pop. And good job today. Virtue C is complete for this go around. Tomorrow we get to jump right into Virtue D. So be sure to tune in with your friends or your siblings, and we are looking forward to seeing you tomorrow where we jump right into Virtue D. But you got to tune in tomorrow if you want to figure out what Virtue D is all about. But it's a good one. And like always, we so appreciate you guys for listening this week. These past three virtues, virtues A, B, and C, have been very, very important and cornerstone foundational virtues for Biblically Centered. So please, If you just happen to tune in for the first time this week, please go back and listen to A and B the last 2 weeks. They're very, very important, and we think that they are extremely foundational. So go back and listen to those, but otherwise we'll see you guys here tomorrow. Until next time.